Let's cook, Deke. Let's cook. All right. So let's get our game preview in real quick. All right. Just rattle off what you like, what you don't like, I suppose.
About the Cowboys?
Yeah.
I guess Dak's okay. He's okay. Dak's Dak. How about that?
Okay.
That's what I'll give him.
All right.
Dak is Dak.
If somebody never seen Dak play before, how would you describe him?
An average quarterback getting paid way too much.
What does that look like, though? Tell me, what's it look like?
It's tough because it could be so up or down on any given week. It could be, he's out there 250, 3 touchdowns, 300, 3 touchdowns, like looking really good. No. Almost like he deserves the money he's getting. But then the next week, you look up and the Cowboys are down 21-3 going into halftime, and Dak is thrown for like 8 for 17, 90 yards, and 2 picks. I guess the type of player he is. Yeah, that's the tough part. That's how I would describe him. I mean, it's a mixed bag from him, but like he's also consistent enough where his floor is like just an average quarterback for the most part. I was gonna say it's weird for me to say all that because his floor actually is pretty bad at times, like really bad. Yeah. But I would say like over the course of a season, his floor is like average. How about that? I don't know if I'd describe that well. He's Dak. I mean, you got to be familiar with football to understand what I'm saying. I think when I say that, you get what I'm saying. If you watch football enough and have seen Dak enough over the course of his career, Dak is Dak.
So I would agree. As a alum, or even as a Cowboys fan,
I wouldn't necessarily put him in. I guess you could put him in the good section. I guess I don't know.
I say Dak is a really good quarterback, man. But this is the thing that I like about Dak. I think that he has leadership. He's smart. He's accurate with the football. Good arm. And if you catch him on the right day, he makes really good decisions with the football. But what Deke is talking about and what is the big knock on him at times is, he can throw you out of a game. He can kind of disappear, and you'll just be wondering, man, I'm paying this dude $60 million.
And it's in some of the biggest moments, too.
Yes, and that's the other part of it as well. So that's a big factor in terms of why Dak is viewed how he's viewed. The one positive that I do feel, though, is he is in very much command of this offense, and they operate almost exclusively through him because their running game is non-existent. So because of that, you get the chance to see a lot of his successes, but at the same time, think Justin Fields on a bigger scale, though, when he was in Chicago and he was being asked to do everything. Well, if you play and you have an off day, it's magnified. That's what happens to Dak. When Dak is forced to do it all, as long as he's on, it looks great. And that's why he gets the $60 million. But when it's off, it's really bad at times because he doesn't have some of the God-given attributes that some of these other more marquee quarterbacks do have. But the one thing that a couple of things that I personally liked about the Cowboys, man, CeeDee Lamb.
I was going to say, I'd throw him in the mix.
CeeDee is good, man.
And maybe their secondary is all right, too. Right? At this point, with Michael Parsons potentially being out and
I ain't even
DeMarcus Lawrence being out.
Yeah. Trayvon Diggs, man, he's a ball hawk. You put the ball up around him, he'll go get it. But at the same time, very undisciplined with his eyes. Think Marcus Peters, Kansas City Chiefs. He is playing quarterback and ball. He does not care about that receiver or that route. So with that being the case, if your quarterback is able to utilize his eyes and pump fakes accordingly, you can take advantage of him. And that's the feast or famine that Trayvon Diggs has been since, coming onto the scene in Dallas. Even in the Giants game most recently, he has a pick. It obviously gets called back due to the offsides, but it's like you see him with Malik Neighbors and he looks good. And there's other times it's like, bro, where are your eyes at? This is bad. That's him, man. I like the linebackers too, though. In terms of Kendricks and DeMarvion Overshown. I don't know if you remember him talking about him coming out of Texas.
I remember him. Yeah. I mean, Kendricks, he ain't the Kendricks of old.
No, he's not. Think of it like this, though. Think of Kendricks as Lawrence Timmons, Overshown is their young version of a Shazier. Like that's the vibe
Yeah,
they're
Overshown's
going
been
with.
playing pretty good this year.
Yeah, he's their athlete. That's the sideline guy. That's the guy that's making a lot of their plays defensively on the second level. Kendricks is always going to be in the right position. He has a pick already this season. That's always going to be a part of his game. But he's just the super smart guy, man. But they suck against the run, man.
Yeah.
They suck against the run. And
Yeah,
they can't run the ball.
I don't know if they're. I know we talked about Diggs and Hooker. Like their secondary being all right, but like I don't even know if their defense is that good.
Yeah,
just point blank. Period.
I would agree, bro.
Like, I don't think Justin Fields should have any trouble passing the ball either.
I would agree, bro. They don't
because
create a ton of pressure.
They really had their like awesome game against the Browns, and everyone thought they were going to be like one of the top defenses. Now as time's going on, you're looking back and saying that was, I think, more of the Browns and Deshaun Watson just being awful than the Cowboys being good.
Yep.
And that was with them still having Parsons, and I think Lawrence was playing back then too. Now, no Parsons, no Lawrence, and seeing these last 3 weeks, them getting gashed on the ground. But then also I got to see Danny Dimes pick them apart on Thursday Night Football, like having no problems move the ball up and down the field. They just couldn't get it in the end zone.
Neighbors gave them the blues, bro.
I don't think the Cowboys defense is that good.
Yep. I don't think they're very disciplined either as a team. You look at them and they have a lot of penalties, pre-snap penalties. Their tackling is very inconsistent. When you talk about their pass rush, Parsons, like I said, him and Lawrence are their best versions of that. They got another guy, 97, who's pretty good. But in terms of consistency with it, it's not there in my eyes. And coverage-wise, man, they blow a lot of coverages too, man. Like, you look at that Giants game, there's some dudes running free. That's just a recipe for bad, man. It's a recipe for a disaster. So with that being the case, I like us. I like us a lot, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I think our defense is going to be fired up Sunday night coming off that dismal performance. We're back at the crib. You know, the energy's going to be there. TJ Watt's going to be absolutely pissed off. I think this is a good chance for Herbig to have a bounce-back game, too, going up against Guyton on the left side. He's been struggling.
Young boy, too,
but
out of Oklahoma.
TJ Watt going up against Steele on the right side, that's not going to be an issue for him either.
He need a get-back game, which you're telling us, huh?
Absolutely.
Come on,
and
man.
Given that it's Sunday night at home, all that
you
stuff,
know, I think
everyone's, not only
prime
him
time
and
TJ
Herbig, they're going to be fired up, but I think the whole defense is going to be fired up.
You know how prime time TJ show up.
And with the Cowboys and their lack of a run game,
they dropped Mac 40 times.
Right, I was going to say that's going to make them one-dimensional, and that's only going to help our pass rush. I think that's only going to help our defense as a whole because Cowboys are going to be one-dimensional. And
they're going to play into our
I don't
strengths.
think Dak's going to be able to carry the squad.
Not for 40.
I like our defense over Dak and the Cowboys passing game dropping back 45 times.
1,000%.
At home with the TJ, energy.
Bro. We got prime time TJ.
After that loss against the Colts last week and how bad our defense looked.
Here, bro.
They're going to be extremely motivated. Man. So I think we're going to be fine on defense. And then on offense, I don't know if it's boring to say, but Fields just got to keep doing what he's doing. That's really it.
Except the snap stuff.
Yeah, except that. Fields just keep doing what you're doing, and going up against this Cowboys defense, we should be able to run the ball. I know we have concerns about our offensive line, but if we're not able to,
fits this though.
I like Fields' chances of being able to elevate us.
Yeah. I like it, man. I like it a lot.
I think I got us like 27-17.
Okay. Let's get it.
Maybe Dak gets
a
garbage time touchdown or something like that. But I think the game's under wraps.
Yeah.
Late third, early fourth.
I know the type of game you're talking about. Ain't nothing wrong with that. It's primetime TJ night, man. So you know what we on. I got a couple matchups real quick, man. Obviously, we know Dak is their quarterback over there. And just like me and you were talking about, he could be on some nights, but he could be off some nights. And when he's off, you got to take advantage of it. I like my man Minka. I need one. We ain't had a Minka interception in how long now? When the last time it's been, man? It's time.
Probably 2022.
It's time, bro.
I don't think he had any last year.
It's time, bro. And Dak could do it. You know, I watched a lot of Dak. Dak could do it, man. So that's the first one, man. Next one, CD Lamb versus the homie JPJ. JPJ, you know, get back game, man. Let's get it. They are going to feed and force feed CD Lamb. They put him everywhere. You see that man in the backfield, but more importantly, man, he's going to line up outside at the slot, the number 3 position. He running every route, and Dak is going to make sure he's getting that ball. So, JPJ,
him
man.
out the backfield might be the stupidest thing they've done.
Bro, when I saw it, I'm like, y'all really gave this man like a run play? Like, what are y'all doing?
Obviously, it's going to CD Lamb.
Yeah. Everybody knows this, though.
No matter what.
Everybody
It's going to be a
knows this,
screen. It's going to be something.
Everybody knows this, man.
Yeah, we're just going to go
Everybody
after
knows this,
CD
bro.
Lamb.
Yep. So, JPJ, that's why I need that one right there. Next up, talked about Trayvon Diggs, man. He's part of their secondary. He, man, makes a lot of plays on the football, but we know he likes to travel with number one receivers. So if GP is respected like I think he's respected, Trayvon Diggs should be the one following GP from the time he gets off the bus. And if that is the case, GP, man, you've been cooking everybody else. I don't know why you want to stop now. So I like that one as well. Then from there, man, talked about their linebackers, Eric Kendricks, DeMarvion Overshown. To me, I think they are built for the pass. They're built for the sideline to sideline, but they get a whole dose of Najee Harris. I like Najee's physicality. Najee has to make sure he's leaning on the dudes, pounding them, because I don't think they want to do that for 4 quarters. They look good on some of the sideline stuff. I don't think they want to handle that in their face all night. And then last but certainly not least, their tight end, he's a pays a Pat Frymouth equivalent, Jake Ferguson. All right. With that being the case, Patrick Queen, I'm tripping. I was about to say Landon Wilson. Lord have mercy. Peyton Wilson. Those are my guys that are going to be doing more of the coverage stuff on a Jake Ferguson. Just make sure he ain't doing nothing crazy. The same way when we talk about Moof and we're like, yo, Moof has the ability to do this. And sometimes he does, but teams try to keep him under wraps. We got to treat him the same way. That's going to be their number 2 option because, like you said, man, Brandon Cooks, I think they might have already ruled him out. That's what I thought, out. Yeah. So with
something like an infection or something.
Yeah. I was like, oh, I don't know what that is, man.
Surgery. I don't know what happened.
So with that, man, they're going to be going and looking at Jake Ferguson as that second option. Like I said, man, I feel like our LBs are more than athletic enough to make sure that doesn't become an issue. So with that being the case, I like us to win this. I have it 27-24.
Whoa.
And not in the sense of it being a close 24. Very similar to what you said. I have it late, 27, 18-ish. And then they kind of get that garbage stuff at the end of it to make it look more respectable. Is how I see it playing out personally. But I feel like 27-24. I think we will be able to move the ball and score a lot more versus them. My biggest concerns is, number one, Dak can heat up. They do have a receiver that consistently beats one-on-one coverage and CD Lamb. So just out of that, I respect it a little bit.
Why do I feel like, even though I was talking shit on the Colts last week, seeing how it played out and everything, why do I feel like this matchup's actually better for us than the Colts?
Because it is. The Colts had a better team, but I just don't feel like they're talked about as much.
And they actually had a running back. I just had faith in our defense being able to stop him.
Yeah.
And I wasn't expecting Anthony Richardson and Joe Flacco to play the way that they did. But then I think sometimes we do struggle when a team has multiple receivers or multiple
versus
legit threats. Yeah, with the Cowboys, it's just CeeDee Lamb. That's really all you got to worry about. Ferguson, sure, but I like our chances with Patrick Queen and Peyton Wilson against him. Outside of that, we don't got to worry about a Josh Downs, a Pierce, a Michael Pittman, Jonathan Taylor. I still think we should have done better than what we did last week.
We should have.
I know Dak's a better quarterback than Anthony Richardson, but I don't think Dak's playing better than what Anthony Richardson and Joe Flacco combined to do. I wasn't expecting that out
of
the Colts quarterback situation.
That's fair,
now,
bro.
Flacco coming in and playing the way he did, we already talked about that. Yeah, I could see that, but Richardson, those first 2-3 series, that was Tom Brady type of stuff that he was doing.
I would agree.
That was out of nowhere.
I would agree. T-Star F did say this, though. He says, Deke, for the love of God, don't jinx us this week. Okay? That's what he said. I ain't say that's what he said. Okay?
I'm giving my honest opinion here.
Respect on that.